Hi, my name is Georgina Millington. I'm a watercolour artist based in Warwickshire in the UK. I grew up in a small town on the south coast of England with access to countryside and the sea in equal measure. I went to a beautiful primary school at the foot of a long stretch of hills called the South Downs. The school had a strong focus on learning through nature and creativity, using the natural world around us to learn maths and English and science, art, cooking, pottery and so much more. My home life was much the same. We were usually on a country walk to a pub, sailing to the beach for a barbecue, or cozying up on a winter's night by a fire. Because of these experiences, my approach to life is, I think, outward. I look out and up, observing and delighting in the beauty and splendour that our world has to offer. The sea has a particular draw to me. I learnt to sail at the age of 5 and have always loved to be in, on or near the water. I love its energy and power contrasted by the peace and the calm. I studied product design engineering on a joint course at Glasgow University and Glasgow School of Art, where I graduated with a master's degree in 2004. I worked as a product design engineer for about 16 years after this and was fortunate to work in some of the UK's most prestigious design consultancies. After having my second child, though, my work-life balance was not at all balanced. I felt compromised in every direction, and so I had to change. I've always enjoyed art, had it as a hobby, really. I'm naturally, I think, very creative. And I'd often talked with my husband about having my own art studio and how wonderful that would be. And when the time came to make a change, I felt this was my chance to make this dream a reality. My biggest challenge? Well, there are so many challenges. Commercially, I find it challenging to find places to sell my art. It's a competitive marketplace, so trying to get your work noticed and adopted is very hard and something I'm still trying to master. Hours is another challenge I face. I have 2 children. I work 2 days a week in a school. I teach maths for 6 hours a week. I have a house to keep, cooking, washing. You get the idea. Finding time to do art is difficult, and then getting into the headspace for it when I'm there can take time or not happen at all, which can be very frustrating. Artistically, though, my biggest challenge is to be free from my engineer self. I'm working on this at the moment, loosening my brushstrokes and engaging my soul. Sounds easy, doesn't it? A friend lent me a book by Anne Blockley, who I love. Her experimental ideas are very liberating, and the colours and textures she creates are really quite wonderful. There are also many people on Instagram who I pay particular attention to. At the moment, I'm loving the work of Pasqualino Fracasso, Artist Incognito and Sebastian Thoman, each for different reasons. I find myself constantly torn between the realist and the abstract, equally impressed and moved by both. I feel that my art will perhaps flip-flop between the two until I eventually settle probably somewhere in between. I have tried many experimental techniques as a standalone activity, so not working them into any particular painting. One of the many reasons why I love watercolour is that there are so many different ways to create effects and textures. It's open to alchemy by its nature. Watercolour is a medium that you must know intimately to understand how it may react in different circumstances and be willing to take turns to lead the dance. I feel that I am at first date stage right now. I'm in love, but have a lot to learn. As I move forwards, some more abstract work now, I hope to find time to weave these more experimental techniques into my finished pieces. This year I spent some time painting outside. I think this could be the key for me. You observe the colours, lights and details in such a different way. More alive, I think. I'm definitely going to do more of that this year. I find music essential when I work. I love to listen to calm, relaxing music, ideally without words, so I don't sing along when I'm trying to paint. I like jazz and classical music mainly. It helps me to move from mum to artist more quickly and to focus freely on my work. What advice would I give my younger self? I think it's all about confidence. I think in many ways this just does take time and you have to experience life to know it. But if I could, and if I'd have believed me back then, I would have said to myself, believe in yourself, believe that you can, persevere and you'll get there. There's always a way to make things happen. Obstacles are usually surmountable, and there's no harm in asking. This is something I'm still learning now. I think every reaction to my art is beneficial. Positive comments boost my confidence and give me the strength to carry on. My husband's opinion matters. He's brilliant at keeping me going, but honest enough for me to believe him when he tells me it's good. Criticism is essential as well. I'm my own worst critic though. But I like to listen to comments from others because this helps me to shape my artwork in the future. I think in life it's important to keep trying, keep growing and keep moving forwards as a person or an artist or whatever you want to be or do. If everything's perfect, how can you do this? My artwork aims to represent our world. I want people to look at my work and appreciate what we have. My background has been to love and appreciate nature, the world and the people in it. I hope that through the art I create, you will see what I see and understand that it's worth looking after the natural world and each other. Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of the Art by Artists project. It is really interesting to hear from other artists and to see how many different stories there are. A great opportunity to celebrate the rich differences in human beings and how art can be therefore infinite.